Ooh, I guess another topic today. When you are healed, whatever they do, any toxic people, person or karmic person, anything argument that will happen, even you go to the fight or argument to someone, you will not be affected actually. It depends if the person that you are arguing with will be affected also because real being a healed person that is in peace is already always there, the eternal that they are saying. So this is a testimonial also. Yeah, just got an argument again. So this is what I observe also, a message also for being a on the karmic or toxic person as I observe through a person like that. Because I can be a toxic or karmic for someone also if that's what they wanted. If you correct them, well, in some point, because there's an argument, you involve yourself and you have a fault also. But there's always a way that it will come back to you. They will put the blames, all the blames from you. They cannot see that's the reality that we can that's the reality that we should that's the word it should be that we should accept. I can see in facing a karmic or toxic person, it will find any way to save itself, to put back that blames from you. So what happened to this kind of topic also to say? So I can say there's a part of pride also for that part in ego, but the question is how come they cannot see their fault? Is it it's it on how they grown up or how their brain syndrome was there or just block themselves from learning or getting the lessons and putting it to their pride and ego that you're always innocent, you're always okay, you're always weird. And if let's connect to spirituality, yes, there's always be on our sides to project negative also. This is bad spirits to put argument between the two. Yes, the control is never there because there's an argument. The understanding is never there also. Emotional knowledge is already gone. But the fact, at least you stand for yourself, those who are fighting for the truth. Always remember that whatever they will project to you, that it's your fault. If you know what's right and or you know what's your fault, accept that part. Accept anything. Let be a lesson to learn again. Better to play safe for those people that is like that. So I learned my lesson. The next time, even though I can say they are my family, they are my friends, the boundaries and limitation is really there. If you know what you're standing for, so be it. Because as I awaken, now that I know what I stand for, which is the truth, well, you will really be against everyone. Because they are do as they are being against to everyone, you will be against also, especially from the truth. They are becoming against everyone because they hate one another as being a karmic and toxic. How can that person be a karmic or toxic? Because they themselves doesn't love themselves, right? Because you as a healed person, you already known that you have to love yourself to see the real life. But if they don't want to accept it, that truth, well, you will be really against it. So you have to be very observant and vigilant in every personality of person. Just play safe, and you are already respecting that privacy or ease and pace that you are having, or if you don't want an argument. But if you still needed to correct that person or stand for the truth, then let it be. So yeah, as this argument, I know I have a fault also, because but the fact that the fault is given totally out, and not realizing that both has a fault for a part. In every argument, both has always has a fault, actually, even especially in emotional knowledge. I saw a video that synchronized also. Let's watch it.
What previously appeared to be taken away from you unjustly is actually going to be one of your biggest blessings, because you're going to soon recognize how that thing, that person, that opportunity, that mindset was only going to hold you back. And there's something bigger coming that the space wouldn't have been there for if what you thought you wanted, you ended up getting. Let's unpack it. This feels like an opportunity for most of you, that it just feels like something that you thought was a sure thing did not pan out to be that way. Tower, Four of Swords, Devil in reverse. You would have gotten wrapped up in a toxic cycle of complacency. Almost like the best you could have done there is not even in a level of comparison to what you're about to step into. Almost like the best that could have happened on the previous path would have been you hitting the top of the roof that they put on your potential and projected onto you for you to put on your potential, but you're breaking out of the glass ceiling. You're shattering the glass ceiling in what comes next. I have the Queen of Swords as the first card and Three of Pentacles in reverse on the bottom of the deck. There's also people that could not come with you. King of Pentacles in reverse, people who would not have wanted to see you win once you started winning. They may have been all about it when you were still in your losing season, but they would have served to stand in your way after they really saw you start to climb to the top. So there's people who you might not have heard certain conversations or seen certain things, but your guides did. Magician in reverse, there was certain deception that had to be stripped from you. So forgive yourself for what you view as your role in the relationships that fell apart. Relationships that fell apart, they simply were not meant to come with you. They would have battled against you instead of battling by your side. Now there's this energy of like that deep breath or that clearing after the storm type feeling. It's like, but it's almost like there's like some certain kind of emotional trigger, you know, like when it's really stormy and you go out and you smell the first grass and it may trigger some kind of peaceful, deeper feeling within you. You're about to experience that, but like in a much bigger way, because you've released what no longer serves you. Even though it was painful, even though it was uncomfortable, even though you might not have wanted to do it or did it kicking and screaming, you allowed yourself to figure out, if I don't have any other proof, but I have this gut feeling that this is not for me, I'm going to have to learn to trust that. And you took action each time, and that's what got you to breaking free from the energy that was only going to hold you back. Good job.
You have to be vigilant also in words that you utter, because really, yes, they will use it against you. So God will always be there to stand for us that are already isolated from the crowd. Being isolated of meaning being isolated even though you are in many crowds, it's like you are different. You know already that you are different. And I can say I recommend to give back that energy and realize that it's a waste of time. And I realize also, really, yeah, It's a waste of time to really argue from something. That's a lesson learned also. There's a lot of time for everyone to argue with, but there's no time to realize and fix that argument. But if you are the one who is thinking about these kinds of that why should we argue on something, well, believe me, because it will, if you are the runner, I can say, if we run from it, it will come income for you. Don't expect too much that now that you are healed, it will not come back to bring you back to who you are, being unhealed person. Just be vigilant and observant, because it will really pull you down. It will try its best to pull you down from that state of healed to unhealed again, to pains and traumas, from disappointments to disappointment, to blame something or blame yourself especially, and pity. All of that energy will come back. When you are very observant and vigilant that, wow, maybe this is another test, you will be awakened from the enlightenment. But if not, as they say, right? These are those who are meek. Not just being silent that they are saying. There are more meaning beyond about that being meek. So, stand for that test that always comes and wanted to destroy that eternal peace and freedom that you got from the test that you got. Then wear your warrior clothes or protection barriers to be a warrior every time. Because it's really is loneliness if you realize it. But for energy, you cannot feel actually. Just move on that energy that it doesn't care. But if you think and think and think, but better not to think, because if you cannot fight for that brain, well, depression and stress and anxiety will come. Then curiosity and making yourself doubt. It's, well, that part also why all blames come from you itself. It will come to doubt yourself from the situation. Is it really my fault? Is it really? Until you will really synchronize with that energy that you are already blaming yourself and then pitying. Oh, better not to. If you cannot handle that kind of.
Some things are better left unknown, but this is not one of them. We are going to unpack aliens in reverse, hidden missing key in reverse, exactly why they needed to make you feel like a wallflower and make you feel like you did not belong. All the while they were trying to take what they knew you innately had that they could not get. Let's unpack it. They wanted to make you feel like this wallflower, outer space. Aliens in outer space. They wanted to make you feel like there was no place for you, especially in terms of some kind of either business or like social group, something to that effect. It was important to make you feel like a wallflower. We have organized crime and mental health both in reverse. This was a group plan. See how they're all like looking down? It's like they wanted you to feel uncomfortable being observed so that you would dim your light and hide yourself. Mental health is reversed. It's like they want it to bring you backwards into either very shy energy, someone who doesn't speak up or speak their voice, or very scared to be in social situations, or very anxious, or embodying the energy of feeling like you needed to hide yourself because they know exactly who you are. Royalty. And they didn't want you to know this, because if you were to know this, you would also be able to trust what you've received intuitively that alerted you to these people not wanting what's best for you. There's a feeling now of scrambling, a feeling now of like, they wanted to make you feel like you were the one that did not belong. They wanted to use that as a weapon against you so that you would not be free to explore some kind of very successful endeavor that requires you to not dim your light, to not hide yourself. They needed to make you feel like you had to do that so you could not be successful in whatever this is. Desert Mirage in reverse. Desert upright, Mirage upright. You see it and it's not there. You don't see it and it is there when that's in reverse. They saw your potential before you did. And their entire plan was to get you to not see it, because once you saw it, that success and that freedom to do what you feel called to do in the way that you see most fit, that success was always going to be inevitable. And they did not want that for you. Warning alarm in reverse and stranger in reverse. They didn't want you to see that they were actually an enemy disguised as a friend, an enemy disguised as a family member, a coworker, whatever it is. Warning alarm in reverse. They wanted you to ignore the red flags against them, about them, so that you would start to mistrust your own intuition. It's almost like they wanted to throw rocks and hide their hands so that you were constantly feeling like you were the one that was drawing in these rocks, as opposed to them just throwing them because they didn't want you to succeed. Natural disaster, unavoidable in reverse, runaway escape. This was all avoidable. This did not have to happen. They just needed to handle the situation differently on their end, but they are trying to run away and escape from the karma by stepping on you to either karma swap or something to that effect. It's like you were their golden ticket to not have to face the full extent of the karma that they accumulated for surveillance in reverse, what they did in the dark when they thought that nobody would see. While the entire time you stayed true to who you are, so there's nothing they can use against you. Greed in reverse. You did not make decisions out of greed like they did. You did not step on other people to try and get ahead like they did. This is money going into a jar, but it's in reverse. You did not take dirty money and try to hide your hand doing things in the dark that you didn't want people to see. They tried to lure you into the energy of doing that with their projections, and that didn't work. Hidden network being exposed. That's what's going to happen. Their hidden network will now be exposed. You're going to start to see the web of connection between people that you did not think were connected before. And that's all because it's being highlighted for you now, because you've figured out the piece of the puzzle that allows you to see beyond the veil. Death. You have either angels, ancestors, guides, spirit team now handing you the puzzle pieces so that you can see exactly how this web connects. Collapse, someone who does not care, and healing and recovery. As they go down, you rise.
So, wow. Maybe this situation happened to realize something. So, I'm quite observed also that I'm quite good in being alone. Also, so if I'm given chance to live alone, well, I more love it. Maybe I will help my family in just visiting them. That's the word that I'm seeking. Visiting them, then go away again on my own on a house, even though it's small. Then come and visit and help something. That's the way you can give peace also to everyone, because you cannot remove someone. It's always correct that what they always say is that you will provoke someone even though unknowingly. Why? You don't even know the reason why you provoke someone. So better to live alone. Then if desynchronize from what dimension you are, then they themselves will come forward and fix it. Just wait for that, because everything is possible. That's why I can say some cultures are like that. Now I understand that part. Even though they are family, they remove themselves from. I guess I can say they still respect them as their family because they belong from them. But I can say if there's no is that future or spark or reason to be with them, then that's the meaning itself that maybe you can do it alone, as in alone, alone, alone. But yeah, that's why also, because sometimes in a situation that happens, especially if cannot really explain the situation, if the karmic or toxic person provokes something, as being healed person and seeing the situation, you can feel that you wanted to end your life on a situation, especially very triggering for you. In your feeling, are they wanted to kill me for for projecting, I mean, their miserable life in me? Are they realizing it? If you understand what I said, are they really projecting it to me, not realizing it? Or can they see? Or I'm only the one who is seeing it? Because I know someone can relate with this situation. So being in that situation, let's not always forget to pray to God or talking to Him here, because we will be always be answered. You can feel an energy, and you know if someone answered or not. So weird situations. That's the meaning itself of seeing through your third eye also. The seven chakras. If you really make yourself awaken, more awaken and awaken, just a little glance or conversation or slight movement of body or slight movement of eyes, you can connect something. They really project. At first, you will deny. But if you prove again and again and again until you learned, that's how God make us see something also. To build our self-esteem also, courage and confidence. And to fight for ourselves that never fight for ourselves. And feels that is it our fault? That's why that situation is like that. The feeling of like that. So always blames themselves and was destroyed their self-esteem. And wow, if you got to that peak of fixing yourself, you will understand situations that you are denying before. Sometimes they will say to you, you are plastic, but you will doubt yourself, am I really is like that? Then you will realize when you are awake, oh, so I'm not really. Well, I guess I explained enough of the situation. Better love yourself, heal, and pursue that life that you wanted. And hope soon I can live alone. It's better. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification, comment if you want, and share so my next videos.